Yo, what's up, family? Before we start the video, please leave a like, subscribe, and share to any and everyone that you can. Just bring it out there a little bit more. With that being said, let's get right into the video. Daniel Gafford just started his first game as a Dallas Maverick after putting up 19 points and 9 rebounds in his debut against the Thunder in just 17 minutes. Last night, he had a 16-point, 17 rebound double-double with 5 blocks in 24 minutes, and I just wanted to take a closer look at the things he did, so let's get into the film. Alright, so something I was very excited for Gafford with coming to the Mavericks was being able to be a part of the pick and roll with Luka Doncic, right? He was already shooting 75% from the rim with the Washington Wizards, who don't really have a certified playmaker that makes everybody around them better. Luka is certainly that person, and the attention he garners and stuff like that will always help Daniel Gafford and will ultimately get him easier looks at the rim. He comes and set the screen, right? And again, this is the first play of the game. Teams are going to do this to Luka all the time, even with Kyrie Irving on the floor. He's that dominant, right? And Gafford, again, is going to get a lot of easier looks being able to play with a guy like Luka, but sometimes he's going to have to make a play. And if he's capable of doing this on a regular, it will really help the Mavericks. All right, so this is just one of the examples of why this pairing with Gafford and the Mavericks just works so well, right? And especially for Gafford, right? So look, we've seen the first possession of the game, right? Gafford actually set the screen up around here, but this time he slips it, and this is important because, again, we saw what happened the first possession of the game. He actually set the screen, they blitzed Luka, they trapped him, and forced the ball out of his hands. Now, that possession ended in points, which is good, right? But he's just recognizing how they're going to play Luka. So this time, he slips it, and it's important because now this forces Jordan Poole to be the guy in the hole. So Luka plays off of this, right? Poole is in the 2-on-1. Gafford rolling and Josh Green that's in the corner. Luka does an amazing job looking at Josh Green, having Poole take this step over here, pass to Gafford, so he's late, and Gafford gets fouled. He's supposed to finish that, but he does get fouled. All right, so this is another important part with playing with Luka Doncic, right? You have to be able to make plays out of this short roll. Again, you see how they're playing them. Opposing teams allocate so much to this man that they're so comfortable playing 4-on-3, even with Kyrie on the floor. Now, I don't think Kyrie's on the floor now. I think PJ's in the corner, right? But opposing teams, even with Kyrie Irving on the Mavericks, they want to take him out of the game so bad that they're comfortable with playing 4-on-3. And Gafford has to be able to make these decisions quickly and accurately, right? So you see him get the ball here. He's scanning, takes one step, fires it to Tim Hardaway, does a nice job hitting the mid-range. Another reason why I was so excited with Gafford coming to the Mavericks is that they are bottom 10 in the league in offensive rebounds. Gafford comes in top 10 in offensive rebounds per game at just about 3. And getting this explosive offense, second chance opportunities with the addition of PJ Washington, with having Luka Doncic and Kyrie Irving. This is an element that Derek Lively is going to bring and will continue to bring as he gets older and he gets more experience. But right now, Gafford brings that coming into the situation. This is also just a perfect matchup for a center like Gafford. The Wizards do not have a lot of size. Holmes actually played good in this game, but with the attention that Luka gets, switches will happen. The center will have to come out on him and show and hedge. And Gafford is a monster at getting these offensive rebounds and getting his team second chance opportunities. He gets the rebound, passes to Josh Green, and he does a nice finish. All right, so here we are on the defensive side of things. Again, Gafford had 5 blocks, but I do want to note that he is not perfect in this aspect. The Wizards had success going in the paint at Gafford, but he contested everything. Everything was contested. Wizards did make some tough shots. He did give up some points in the paint, but again, this is another aspect of Gafford's game where he excels at and that he can help the Mavericks. He's one of the best shot blockers in his league, right? Avdia drives in the paint, which for a little sneak peek is my next video. Stay tuned. But he drives in the paint. Gafford does a nice job not jumping, showing his hands. Luka gets switched on Rashawn Holmes, does a nice job of poking it away and allowing time for Gafford to come over and help get the block shot. And Gafford really runs in transition. He goes rim to rim. So after he makes this play, right, he does a really important thing. He runs straight to the rim and he fills that lane. This is important because it forces Denny to pick him up. If he's not sprinting to the rim, Denny Avdia is able to pick up Tim Hardaway Jr. at the 3-point line, but Gafford runs and it leads to a 3. And again, this is another example of how Gafford benefits playing with Luka, right? They show 2, they trap him, and he's just playing mind games with the defense. This is a dangerous game for anybody, any defender, with Luka with the basketball, a 2-on-1. Once again, he fakes like he's going to the corner just to create that one side step from Kyle Kuzma the wrong way, takes that step, and then he's able to fire to Gafford and he's able to finish over top of him. I do want to see how Gafford fares against like a Timberwolves or a team like with an actual like rim protector, but I'm not really that worried because Again, he shot 75% at the rim before coming to the Mavericks, right? So he's able to finish over taller guys with that athleticism, but this was just a crazy matchup for him against the Wizards. All right, on this play, we got Avdija coming to the paint again off the pick and roll. He comes here. Gafford does a nice job staying down on the pump fake. Well, he jumps a little bit, but he stays down enough, shows his hands, and gets the block on Denny. All right, so I said earlier that I would like to see him against the Timberwolves or like a team with a real rim protector that can possibly make it harder on Gafford to finish in the paint. But an advantage he will have is that, again, he's very athletic. When we think about him being athletic, it's more of his vertical, him dunking, him blocking shots. But Gafford is really fast for a center. Again, he's running rim to rim every opportunity he gets. If he's able to outrun Gobert in semi-transition and a Mavericks guard gets the rebound, Gafford can outrun Gobert to the rim. And in semi-transition, if this happens, this can result in cross matches, and Gafford is able to take advantage of those just like he does here. So as you see from the beginning of this clip, he's ahead of Marvin Bagley, who is pretty agile for a center himself. But you see Gafford just running, gets the cross match on Kuzma, and he's able to finish over. All right, so something I mentioned in the video where I did talking about the Mavericks acquiring Gafford and PJ Washington, I'll put the link in the description for that one. The Mavericks acquired another finisher, and Gafford is athletically gifted, and they acquire another guy that can finish plays. 90% of the people you put around Luka have to be play finishers. They acquire PJ Washington, who's supposed to be this catch and shoot guy. They got Josh Green, who can be a catch and shoot guy and slash on closeouts. You have Gafford now, who's a finisher in the more traditional sense around the rim. But these guys have to be able to finish plays. Luka is gonna have the ball for most of the shot clock, and when teams take the ball out of his hands and blitz him and trap him, like we've seen in this game a lot already, the other guys on the court with him have to be able to finish plays off of the passes he makes. And again, I say 90% because then you have a guy like Kyrie who can do whatever he wants at any point with the ball in his hand. So here PJ does a nice job driving off the mismatch. A great dump off by him, causing Poole and Bagley to jump. And this is what I talk about Gafford being athletically gifted. He's able to finish at different angles, right? So he doesn't have to turn around here, right? Every second, every millisecond, every movement in the NBA means something. These are the best athletes in the world that play this sport. Recovery time is a real thing. You see, as soon as he catches this, Avdija is sprinting over there, right? And if Gafford has to turn around, that takes another second. Maybe Avdija is able to come over there, get a contest. Maybe Bagley. Again, we talk about him playing the Timberwolves in the playoffs, right? If this is Rudy and he has to turn around, that's another extra second Rudy to come back and reach his long arms up there to try to contest it. But he's able to do this, and it's going to be good for the Mavericks. All right, so sort of a fun moment in this game, something that Gafford most likely won't be able to do with any other team in the league. So the Wizards are trying to run their baseline out of bounds play, right? And Gafford is just calling out everything. Again, he was on this team just a week ago, right? He was on this team. He's calling out everything. He knows what they're trying to run, right? And that's the first time. The second time, again, they're gonna call out a play, and he's just he's being very vocal. He knows what's happening, and they had a tough time running anything because he just knows what's coming next. And they're scrambling, and then Bagley tries to drive, and he sends that in the next week. All right, so here we are again in the pick and roll game. Gafford slips. They allocate two to the Luka pass. He gets in against a forward, fouls, and one. All right, so in this play, Hardy does the Iverson cut. The Mavericks are in a horn set. It's a two-man with Tim Hardaway and Gafford. Gafford set the screen, kind of re-screens. Holmes shows, but he gets back and he gets dunked on. And once again, just a second chance opportunities. He gets them. He has 17 rebounds in 24 minutes. He has 7 on the offensive boards. He gets fouled here going for the rebound and gets the Mavericks another possession. But that is the end of the video. Again, if you enjoyed it, please leave a like, subscribe, and share to any and everyone that you can. Just bring it out there a little bit more. And I will see you guys in the next video. This is Nick. Peace.